Now that police officer, he's done get, like the officer that killed that gentleman. We watched murder. That was a spirit of murder that came on that officer, right before our eyes, and we don't, we did not understand what we were witnessing.
But what's going to happen is this is going to go to trial, right?
Oh yeah, it's going to go to trial.
And so I've been searching around for different opinions, okay? Well, the police union has their opinion, and they got a good argument, okay? In other words, here's how I see it. Everybody sees it different,
right.
Okay? And I definitely don't want to see it the way the media is trying to tell me to see it, okay?
Sure.
Because I don't trust it. But what I see is this guy goes into a store. There's a 17-year-old clerk, and apparently her English is not perfect. So she's probably 17-year-old Arab girl, okay? And on the 9/11 report, she says, there's somebody here who's awfully drunk. Of course, this can all be contested. I'm just saying this is what I'm learning. But when it goes to court, even what I'm saying, maybe I'm misled, right? Of course.
Right.
But I'm awfully drunk, and this guy is totally out of control, okay? And he's trying to buy a cigarette. He was buying cigarettes with a counterfeit, and she caught it, and somehow he gave it back, and he came back with another counterfeit. I didn't understand it. But the guy's not small, okay? She could have been a small, little, delicate Muslim Arab girl, not really out there engaging too much. This could have been terrifying. I mean, you could say, well, she shouldn't have been. Well, girls get terrified, right? So I don't think they normally call 911 at that store. But she called. The cops come. They're basing it, they're expecting some guy awfully drunk and totally out of control that's stealing cigarettes and had counterfeit. Okay, they find him in the car, and they see that they immediately detect that he's in what they call extreme delirium, which you can die. Okay, it's a condition that you can die, and supposedly the protocol is to do what they did. Okay, you have to get him down and stabilize him, and he can still die. Now, and you immediately call the medics. I'm just saying, we don't know.
That's not how the video shows. If that's the case, if that was the case, I mean, there's video out there showing where the guy was taken out of the car and put against the wall and sat there for a minute, and then they talked to the guy, and then they picked him up and they took him over to the car, and then the video went off, and then there's another video where it seems like they're in there whooping the crap out of him,
right.
But you can't tell what's going on in the car.
What they're saying is that there's the body cams. Okay, they have not been released. They're usually immediately released. Okay, so now there's suspicion about the Jewish mayor. Why aren't they releasing these body cams, which is going to give all the whole incident from beginning to end? We don't have the whole incident.
How come they're not?
Well, this is the point. And apparently the attorney that they hired is really good, and he has won. So when it goes in the courtroom, you may have 12 jurors, and you may listen to 500 hours of information. You may have stacks full.
Right.
We're trying to make a decision, and we shouldn't be necessarily. Because first of all, he's innocent until proven guilty, which I haven't found anybody that's wanted to take that position. That he's innocent until proven guilty. Have you ever met one person that's operating on that he's innocent until proven guilty? On this case, I haven't. That the archetype, let's say for the minister,
right?
Okay. For he is the minister of God. This is Romans 13. You were at. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he bears not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that does evil. That's what the white fella cop is. Now he may be totally corrupt, and the trial will point that out. But ideally, the trial is going to either vindicate him, or establish that what most people have latched onto right away is true. Okay, but what people have latched onto almost unanimously could easily be totally wrong.
That's true.
Yeah.